Yeah. So our single for No Sweat, our Hypercrush, I have a new single coming out tomorrow. But Greg was just talking about, yeah, that's really dope that you're giving it up. You're right. Like it's nice to hear you say that because sometimes I forget what we accomplished, right? You know what I'm saying? Because like you've managed a lot of different groups and you've seen.
Really? You manage groups?
Oh yeah, that was an awesome thing. I realized that artists aren't good business people, but they're great artists.
Yeah.
So you sprinkle some business sense and some revenue stream, sustainability, and it's a different ballgame.
I mean, I kind of have a little bit of both, but Steve is a real amazing artist, and he doesn't, and Ange, and he doesn't have. I mean, he couldn't promote his own work to save his life. I mean, I can't get him to.
But the bangers he's putting out,
it's insane. Right, he cool. has to create. He reminds me of Dane. Did we hit that, Mikey? Are we recording there?
So guys like that, Billy,
sure?
you just let them create, you know?
Yeah. So I really appreciate Greg. Just like, you know, stepping up and like.
And also appreciating.
You know, it's not even so much that he's doing us a favor. He just sees potential, where it is there. Like we've had, like, dude, some of the biggest labels and managers in the world were fucking with us at one time or another.
Wouldn't it be crazy if you made a comeback when you least expected it?
Well,
like,
I mean,
but they never went anywhere. That's the thing. People have been waiting.
Yeah, I mean, no, but like he's right. Like, especially now with the landscape. So there's an extension for that, Mikey. If you ever want to use it.
No, I know.
So, I mean, just saying next time.
I just need you to check this.
Oh, okay.
I'm so sorry, dude.
No, it's okay.
I'm so sorry.
So yeah, Billy, these guys worked on an awesome single. So it's time for them to put it out. But this all for me this amazing musician was living on my couch. And I didn't understand, like, with his talent, why he was living in his van in my couch. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it clicked that he just wasn't a great businessman.
You promoted him and he got some work and
got
stuff?
some steady gigs. So how managers work is like the artist's growth determines their pay, right? So they take a cut of whatever the artist makes.
Right.
So the more money the artist makes, the more money the people helping them get to make, right?
Yeah, and so you put him on a bunch of platforms and inspired him a little bit.
Yeah. And then I did that for several other acts. And that was awesome, but almost killed me. It's like you'd go on tour and it's like every night is Friday night.
Oh, you have to go on tour too with them?
Well, yeah, someone's got to like, fuck you, pay me. Okay, what time is sound check?
But have you ever like managed a group that's had as much like success as Hypercrush?
No.
Dude, I'm so glad that we get to work with each other because he's put in the work and not had the kind of results that we just have already. But Billy's right. Like in this kind of landscape, like we have, like you should hear this next single. That we have 2 more singles coming out after No Sweat. One of which is one of my favorite songs we've ever done, and another one, that song "Easy," with where we already have the video like almost done, where we're in the suits in the outside in the building. The picture on our
that's what you guys did in downtown, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not downtown, but but our picture on our iTunes header, and that's from that video. So I think that one could actually like go.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's kind of fun to like put something out and be like, oh shit, 135 playlists.
Boom.
I don't know if he understands that, but
which is awesome.
Yeah,
because
135
out the gate,
like people added the song to their Spotify playlist. I wonder how many of those are like.
So a handful of those are like big deal playlists, right? So God bless the person that's out there like, oh man, Hypercrush, let me add this to my party playlist, or let me add this to my barbecue playlist, or let me add this to the turn up playlist.
Right. I mean, that's literally how artists break.
Right.
If you get added to like these big playlists, like that millions of people follow,
it matters.
Playlists. It's like the new radio.
So like a DJ will put on his knowing DJ.
Yeah, and the playlists are updating, right. Or how does that work?
So like, for example, we're on one that's called the Daily Radar. So Spotify puts together a playlist of like the hottest rising things out there right now that are new. So that playlist matters, right? So we ended up on that, and a couple of other that are to that essence of.
Oh, I see. So I thought you had put it on platforms. No, other people found it and put it on there.
Right.
So wow, that's cool. Yeah.
So know that if you have a Spotify account, you can create a playlist and add Hypercrush to it, or create your own playlist of like
I
music
think we
to garden
need to
to.
get a Spotify because I can't listen to Joe Rogan anymore because he switched over.
Oh yeah, no, you need to get Spotify. I mean, but yeah, man, it's just it's so refreshing because this dude's like, I can't manage any more people, and you're coming to me with shit that like I would have to, like he's not like he is a manager, so he's coming to me like it's just fucking crazy how you showed up at the perfect time because like I can't be like yo Greg, check the Spotify, check the fucking 1RPM, see where we're at on the Facebook thing and what are the numbers and the stuff. Like, I don't even know this. He's like taking it a step further and he's like, I've never even been able to look at what playlists I don't even know where you're getting that information, which is dope because like you're doing what any manager would do. You're looking at all the numbers, trying to figure out how we can get the bag. Because like if one of these singles can go, there can be some real money.
Placements. I mean, there's so much opportunity out there for a track like No Sweat, which is dope.
And I'll straight up say this right now on air. Any money you secure, you're entitled to, and I think you deserve whatever manager fee. I don't know, 15%,
right,
of whatever you get.
Rockstar.
If you can land, and that's kind of like
so you see where the incentive comes into the manager, Billy, to like, okay, let me go fucking outperform like other people within that space, right? Like, let me get the bag for my act.
So let's put it this way: we had a $500,000 publishing deal on the table.
There you go.
I can show you the contract.
Right.
So what's 15% of that?
It's a fucking great payday.
I'm just wondering.
I don't know the math.
Well,
Billy?
just think 10% of 500,000.
Where would that put you?
Still don't know.
50 grand.
So, like, I mean, that's something that was real for us. I mean, that was at the height of our career. But we've also gotten $5,000 sync for Scary Movie, $10,000 for, The Real World, $5,000 for this. That we've been in a lot of different films. We were in Project X.
Which is huge.
You know that movie?
Come on now.
Yeah,
that shit is my life.
It was one of our remixes, which actually was commissioned by. It was a Drake remix that was we were paid and commissioned by Universal Motown to do an official Drake remix.
Bro, that song does so good on YouTube. Like
the Drake remix,
right?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Would you have to go on tour again if you?
Maybe. I mean, listen. Today, I want to have an open mind to anything. I think that could be fun if it was right. Like if the guarantees were right, and we had like a comfortable bus to tour in, and I don't know, maybe if I could bring Veronica. I mean, that would be fucking epic if we
bring
shot
the dogs.
like Learning to Lose.
You bring everybody.
I mean,
we have to get a big ass bus. I've been in those big ass buses.
But here's the crazy thing about where we're at now is like we're almost to the point where neither Learning to Lose or Hypercrush is huge, but like together we can feed off each other. Like, if we were able to go on the road and film me and Veronica with our following already, that's like we could figure out a way to
make it content. The whole
that,
trip.
Yeah, it would be great content.
Yeah,
and then we could make that work with the thing. But
so wait, was it hard to stay sober on tour? Like, what was that like?
You know what? Like, it wasn't hard to stay sober because the obsession to drink and use had been removed, but it was hard to like have fun in the club. I just felt like I literally felt like after the show I would go to the club because I had to. It was like a part of my job, and I had to just sit in the club listening to music I hated, loud, couldn't talk to anybody, and just like, this is what people do. This is what people like aspire to do more than anything else. And I just hate being here.
Because
everyone else that's there.
So like they're like they probably got like a section reserved
no,
for
every
them.
time.
Fuck it,
VIP.
With just the coolest people in there.
Yeah,
you know?
people paid a lot of money to be sitting where we were sitting, and I had free bottle service.
Fuck, what an
super
era.
hot waitresses, like you don't even understand. It was almost like torture, bro, because I was like, and all the while I like had a pass. I was in an open relationship, but I didn't do anything about it. I was like terrified.
So you were like sober and straight on tour.
Yeah, and like it was like hard. I mean, there were certain times when stuff
Also,
happened.
Steve and Ange were together too.
Well, that
right?
was what made it hard, was because they know and love Veronica, so I couldn't really just be like openly hitting on
Right.
like
But
But
chicks.
they weren't really taking advantage of it either because they were already a couple and they're not really
Well, yeah.
party or.
No, I mean, Steve was in the beginning.
So Billy, the
Steve-
caliber of females that would come out to Hypercrush shows, I mean,
Yeah.
just the hottest females.
Well, when there were club shows,
Right.
the girls that worked there. But like in the beginning, before Steve and Ange were together, Steve was fucking around because he wasn't with her. But like the caliber of girls that were coming to those shows were like, you know, MySpace chicks,
Right.
like young, like you know, just emo MySpace chicks, 15, 16, 17-year-old, like, you know,
right.
girls wearing like raver outfits and kids and like lines outside of the local like gymnasium. Like some kid would like rent out the gymnasium and like pay us to come from across the country and perform, and it would be like packed. They like would rent the sound system. Those were the types of shows we were doing. It was like dope, you know. I wish I could like
little raves, kind of.
yeah, and I just like I knew when I was doing it, like I knew one day I'm gonna wish that I could like, you know, go back and, you know, capture that. But I mean, I was filming a lot of it. We have like 20 or 30 Hypercrush TV episodes that we made.
That'd be dope.
They're all
put
dope.
out.
They're out. They're on
out?
YouTube. They all have like thousands of views. But like, it would be cool to I mean, dude, we have content for TikTok like for days. But
Because think about where your demographics at now, right? Like late 20s, early 30s.
yeah, to like post some of those throwbacks.
Right.
Like that's one thing I've learned from Gary Vee is like he's always recirculating old content.
Crucial. It's it's exhausting to have to create all fucking day, right?
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, like if we could find someone to help you, I will pay them.
Well, all we got to do is what? What do we got to do?
all
Just
they have to
put
do
them
is
out again.
download the shit off YouTube, and then
Right.
we could I could do like a, you know, we could talk about it, or even just post little clips to fucking TikTok.
Right. All day.
10 years ago
Yeah.
in London,
I got you.
on tour with Lady Gaga.
Wait, what was that like?
That was insane.
What point of her career was she at?
She was
About to blow up,
no,
or
like blowing up.
no shit?
Like Just Dance was like number one. Like, dude, there was like, you know, we like
So wait, you weren't playing clubs at this point?
no,
Like,
I showed up to France, my first time ever being in France,
on someone else's dime.
like late. No, like we almost missed a flight. We showed up. We didn't even go to the hotel. We got off the airplane and went straight to the Olympia, which is a 5,000 capacity venue, like a fucking theater.
right.
Went like immediately from the airport to the theater, and I'm like setting up our banner and like our lights, like trying to figure out how we're going to do the show. Then we performed in
Love
front
it.
of like 5,000 people. And it was like a different thing because
What's that energy
the
like to have like
sound- well, it's like-
5,000 people fucking just going hand with
well,
your
they
shit?
weren't going crazy. We were trying to win over that crowd, but we did because our shit was dope, and they were like, it was dance music, and it was like colorful, and I made sure we got to hang our banner and after,
the banner, Billy. It's important.
well, I mean, dude, not
Right.
only that, but our lights were like 120. And in
Oh, so you had to
London-
bring your own lights to the show?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
But I made sure that we did.
Love it.
And the lights were like in London, the power is 220. So like our lights wouldn't really work. We needed to get like adapters. It was just complicated.
Right.
And then they didn't want our merch next to hers. And I fought for like every little thing I could get. And after the shows, there was like a line for people to see us and sign autographs with us by
That's
our
dope.
merch booth. And,
That's dope.
and this was the first time they had ever even seen us. Hypercrush in London. But maybe they were actually fans. But at that point, all we had was the arcade and the mixtape.
And at this point, Billy, it's probably just MySpace as like the platform, right?
Yeah.
Where you can like. Your
So
fans
yeah,
can-
so we were popping because we were huge on MySpace. So at that point, there were kids that knew of us in London, but we got a lot more fans just from being on that tour, and it was just like. I mean, I just knew we were going to blow up, but we didn't. I mean, everything was pointing towards, oh, you're on your way.
Well, what does that mean? So, like,
It
you
was
guys have
really-
been placed in movies.
it was really
like your
hard.
music's been heard by a lot of people.
No.
All right.
I'm saying like our manager is Troy Carter. He manages Lady Gaga. He's got the label in his pocket. We're about to put out the new single. It's
You
like,
ready for that life, though?
I was fucking ready. We
All
were
right.
all ready, bro. And then like one day in Germany, he's like, I can't manage you guys anymore. And it happened to be the day after like we talked to Lady Gaga.
Wait, why do you do that?
Because we told Lady Gaga he was managing us and she didn't even know. He didn't even tell her,
Right.
Oh, by the way, I'm managing your opening act and they're going to blow too. And I'm leveraging you to get them a $500,000 publishing deal.
What a
'Cause they're
beast she is, though. But she realized that.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not going to play this fucking
Yeah, because
game.
she talked to Holly.
Right.
And Holly was like young and hot and like rocking the fucking 80s, like, you know, like the fucking Goodwill, Salvation Army, like put together dope outfit. And Gaga was in like the custom Gucci,
Right.
like newspaper print outfit. And she said to Anne, she's like, oh, I remember when I used to shop at Goodwill.
Savage.
It was a weird, it was
Right,
like,
right.
fuck, dude, it was weird.
So do you
bro.
truly think that Gaga
Dude, I don't,
made that happen?
I mean, bro, like it was the next day.
Or your manager's like, this is not, maybe I'm being a little...
Bro, he sat us down. We met with him in Hollywood and he was fucking all about it. He put us on tour with her.
No, it was totally her.
And as soon as she found out, we
Everything
said, yeah,
changed.
Troy's been helping us. She said, my Troy? And we're like, oh. I mean, sometimes you just say too much.
So when you look at it from her perspective, now he has to split his time from just her to her and this new act, right?
But what's the big deal? She's blowing. You guys are coming up. Whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Say
No, I
whatever
mean,
you-
Madonna would have done the same thing.
right. So wait, what other cities did you guys play
Like
out there?
these types of artists, they don't get to where they're at by being like chill. And I feel like, you know what? I might have done the same thing.
Right.
Like when you get to that point where you have that kind of clout, you get to tell your manager, no, dude, like, sorry, but like my shit's popping right now and like I need all of your undivided attention. Plus, we were like crushing the shows. Like we were leaving fog juice on, like we were murdering. You don't really want to like show up the headliner
Right.
as the opening act. But we didn't give a fuck. Like we would come to shows as the opener with our own lights, our own PA, and just the headliners would be begging us to use our equipment.
Right.
Like you know me. Like I'm not I wasn't fucking around. You know, like
You mean you had better equipment than what was there?
No,
for
This is
them?
Pat
no.
Ridge.
We
Yeah.
brought
They brought their own.
we brought our own
Yeah.
speakers, massive
To venues.
speakers, and we carried them in and hooked up the crossover and rocked because we didn't have instruments. We don't have. We're only as loud as the PA. So like, I'm like, fuck that. I'm not going to depend on
whatever house shitty ass system they have.
And it's always shitty,
Right.
especially when you're doing these inner city. Like, we weren't doing like big venues. We were doing. I mean, the shows were popping.
But you guys did the venues that mattered, because I remember
No.
a Roxy show that was pretty lit.
Okay, so like in the beginning, yeah. Well, in LA, we could always do the Roxy, which isn't really that. Roxy's like 500, but like 500.
Still a fucking vibe.
But like when you go to fucking Boise, Idaho, or like, dude, I always for some reason remember, where's the space station? In
Florida somewhere.
No. Where's like the secret
Area 51.
Area 51? Where's that?
Out in Nevada
Arizona,
somewhere, right?
Nevada.
Yeah, I think it's Area 51. I think is in Arizona. Whatever, dude. We performed like right there. Like, that's the kind of towns we were going to. Like, weird. Not in the city. Like, in the fucking suburbs. Like, and those were my favorite types of shows, because it was not like the club. Then we started sort of.
So it was like big fish in a small pond.
So
you know?
so if you brought your own PA, your shit was going to sound
Right.
right. But if you didn't, like, the shit was busted. But if you're a band, your shit was going to sound good because you have all your amps.
Right.
Right. Only thing you're relying on the PA for is the vocals.
Yeah, I understand.
Right. So we would bring, and all we had was the beat and the vocals. So we brought the PA, and our shit was like knocking hard. So we were usually the opener.
So wait, I read in your Wikipedia that you're a guitarist. Is that
Yeah,
the right term?
I had like a guitar.
Okay.
That I would like play. It was kind of like more for show, but I played like parts of the song. So that'd
be dope, right, Billy? To watch this guy pull that out one of these
Yeah,
days and fucking
guitar,
play us a
be like,
tune.
"Woo,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know what that is.
yeah. So, and it had this little slider here where you could hit a note and it would go wow.
Oh, you gotta bring that thing
So
out.
I would do like solos, like doo doo doo. Yeah,
I love it.
I was playing. I mean, it's not that hard to play because like it's not like a guitar where you're doing a lot with this hand.
Mm-hmm.
You're really just doing shit with this hand.
But that's what Wikipedia has
that
them
make
listed
sense?
as. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's not like Pat the sober guy, Pat the podcast guy, Pat the TikTok guy. It's like the guitarist.
Guitar DJ, so
Boom.
and producer, but like, and you know what's crazy is nobody else was doing that.
Which was dope.
I was like the first person to coin that as like a dope instrument to play in an electro pop group. And then a lot of other people started doing
So
it.
wait, where'd that inspiration come from?
I don't know, like the guitar is just like a dope like 80s thing to do. And we were just always thinking about how we could have like a cool, like Back to the Future, Nintendo Power Glove, like all the cool shit that we like grew up fucking loving. Like we wanted to incorporate that into our show. Neon, black lights, fluorescent colors.
Right.
Donnie, Holly, Preston. We were having a lot
You
of
guys
fun
were
with it.
killing the game, Billy.
Yeah, and so we're on tour and we're thinking, okay, everything, we're backstage and we're like, dude, it's on, bro. Like it's about to go down. We're about to, and then he dropped us, and a label doesn't like when you lose a manager.
Right.
And we had just left a manager to sign with him. And then he left us. So now we're looking for number 3. And we had meetings with Patrick Moxie, who's the head of Ultra Records. We literally went, as soon as the tour was over, we went to New York and met with Patrick Moxie, who's like a big fucking deal. And then we met with the Collective, who manages Linkin Park. And they fucking wooed us in this big meeting, this boardroom meeting. They had everyone there. They're like, we're fucking all about you guys. We were like the next big thing. And then we went with them after we had kind of told Patrick Moxie we were down to fuck with him. And then we had this other meeting with them. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing. And they impressed us at the meeting. And we're like, all right, cool. Like, we're down to go with you guys. And then Patrick Moxie got like butthurt. And he's like a big deal in the electronic scene. So he just like blacklisted us and wouldn't even talk to us because he had this ego or whatever. And then the Collective like dragged their feet hard with us. Like they're like this huge company and they just gave us like the wrong guy, who ironically is the guy Chris at 1 RPM now.
Who's a rock star.
Is
now. Yeah.
I don't know about that. He was managing All American Rejects at the time. They gave us him. He's like a rock guy. He didn't really understand what we were doing. He didn't know what to do with us. They got us a really big sync on this like video game that like helped us out a lot. But then it was
But you know what? Shout out to Casey at 1 RPM. You're a rock star.
Yeah, she's dope. But like, so that was a mistake. We should have went with Patrick Moxie at Ultra Records.
Lesson learned, Billy.
So we had a pretty, and then we had to watch LMFAO just blow up.
Right.
Because they kind of made like all the right decisions. And we were like listening to
But they came in so connected in the music game.
Yes and no. I don't think that really had a whole lot to do with it. It was just hard to watch. Because when you're young, I was very competitive and
This other band, Billy, the grandkids of who?
Berry Gordy.
Right.
You guys promoted them and helped them, right?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, more.
You guys kind of came up together, no?
Yeah, I mean, and what made that hard was like just that we it was just a grind.
But wait, earlier you were talking about stage diving. Like, what's that like? Like, fucking.
Well, some of our songs were like really all of our songs were like high energy. They were aggressive, you know, and I would like get going and like it was like a punk rock vibe. It really was, you know. So stage diving was like appropriate.
Love it.
Yeah, nobody really stage dived like I did.
Right.
Honestly, I'm not just saying that, like, you know,
But
because
did
it's
you
kind of
ever hit the
scary.
ground?
It's scary to do that. Not really, because I knew how to do it.
Oh.
You have to like you can't just jump into the crowd. You have to use the people. You have to like you have to divide your weight and spread out. Mm-hmm. You can't just like jump in like that, which is what a lot of people do. I mean, we used to stage dive like off the monkey bars in middle school. Like we would there would be like 10 people and we would practice doing it. So I actually always wanted to do shit like that.
So if you find yourself in that position, Billy, just spread out like a cat and just.
Mm-hmm. But honestly, the pain that I experienced having to walk through all that, I think really shaped like me in a big way. And also like, I think it's probably why I was gravitating towards the whole learning to lose thing so much, because like that was such a hard coming that close and literally watching everyone around you blow and then like kind of just losing it slowly.
Yeah,
So
that's
then
when I
you're-
met you at the very kind of end there.
But then, Billy, your next hit is you fucking launch a company that has your surname in it, right? And like, what kind of shit were you guys filming for Ridge Productions?
Oh yeah.
So Hyper Crush like comes to that, and then boom onto Ridge, right?
Yeah.
What's Ridge for your listeners that don't know?
We
Well, they
just
probably do know.
started like shooting weddings, and then my friend Aaron owned Agenda, which was a really big trade show, and he also was managing the Seventh Letter, which is like the biggest graffiti crew clothing line.
One of their guys is out here. What's his name?
Revoke, Saber, Eclipse.
Yep.
Eclipse does the fucking Justin Bieber album
Right.
covers, and
So these are graffiti artists
They-
that just are the shit,
Yeah,
and
they-
they got together and made a collective.
Yeah.
And they're just
And
the
Aaron's
kings.
and Aaron started managing them, and they opened a store. And Aaron said, "Yo, I want you to film the opening of the store."
So you guys are doing weddings up
And
to
he
this
was like,
day?
"How much are you going to charge me?" This was before any of that, and I'm working at the fucking rehab in Malibu, and I'm like, "Yeah, bro." I'm like, "I don't know." He's like, "I'll give you $750." I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" So I called up Joe and Matt. Like, I think any normal person would have just went and filmed it. But I didn't do that. I called all my boys and was like, "Yo, let's bring out the track. Help me. I don't care about making the money. I just want to crush the video, and I want to try to build a team and a company so we can make it more than just I don't want to just do. I knew right away. So I was always thinking that way. And then, one thing led to another. Aaron called me back. I'm like, yo, I want to buy this red. Brian, will you let me borrow some money? Dad, will you help me buy this camera? And then word on the street was I had the red. And then I did the agenda, and we brought way more equipment than we needed to. But we were kind of like.
How big was your team at Agenda?
Troy, Joe, me, Tim, Mike, Nate.
So Agenda is
But
the largest streetwear trade show that matters. So everybody
Had you been there?
Oh yeah. So everybody that has a clothing label is rep there. Like Agenda matters if you're into streetwear.
Mm-hmm.
So
But the thing that the interesting thing about that is that in the same way that Hypercrush was doing shit the first to do shit. We were the first group to perform in a club. Literally. When DJ AM and Aoki were DJing and
R.I.P. AM.
And Banana Split was becoming a thing, and Daft Punk was resurfacing, and Kanye was there was this weird electronic movement, dance movement happening in the world. It was a new thing. We were a group, not DJs, a group performing in the nightclub. Literally nobody was doing that.
And it's such a different energy at a nightclub, Billy.
Because we knew Aaron and Tall, and they had and Tall hooked us up with Bo Jesse, and we started doing weekly nights at Shag and LAX, which was the club where DJ AM had Banana Split on Saturdays. On Sundays, we performed every Saturday at that same club. And Fu came up to me, saw us perform. We were performing. We performed Paperboy. It takes two to make a thing go right. We were like, oh, let's perform some old classics, because to get the crowd going, we'll rap and Fu came up to us because he was a DJ. He was one of the resident DJs on Friday night. He came up to me and he gave me his card, or he gave Steve his card. He's like, yo, that's fucking dope what you guys are doing. It's crazy. I never seen a group perform in the club like that. He gave us his card, LMFAO. And he was like, I was like, that's the worst name I've ever heard in my life.
Right.
What kind of a band name is that? And then, when we went to their MySpace, we're like, damn, this is kind of crazy. They're doing dance electro too. And then we started having them play with us at those clubs. We said, just come on, dude, just play with us, and here, come open for us at Malibu Inn.
What a place that was. The Malibu Inn. I remember seeing Swayze perform there.
Yeah, but the thing about going from Hypercrush to Ridge was in between those two things, my friend Dane died. And I was like, fuck, dude, I don't really like doing this anymore. I'm chasing clout. I'm chasing fame and numbers. And it really hurt to have to admit that I wasn't going to win, that I had sort of lost in that field. But
you didn't.
No,
Any other act, Billy would have been fucking stoked to have. No, you're stoked to have been able to tour the cities you went to, build the fan base you did.
Yeah.
Well, now this is where I come in, so now I know the rest of the story.
Yeah.
So he was learning to lose in a big way, and that's when.
The point of the story is that we're now on the Learning to Lose podcast talking about how success and results aren't what make you happy, and those shouldn't be your driving. So that the motivation behind wanting to just film, because that's what I did in Hypercrush anyway. I filmed everything, made the videos. That was sort of what I liked to do. It sort of became something I enjoyed doing almost more than performing, because I've always been a movie guy. He starts talking about Taboo, I'm like, I want to just talk about shows and movies. And in a way, that was the
Plus, you had been filming since you were a teenager.
Yeah. Hypercrush was almost we all like any kind of art. And if you can make art, that's what we want to do. But you can't really make movies. So I was like, oh, okay, I can make music. If I could just get a laptop, or I got an MPC, some records, and I started figuring out how to make music. I wanted to make movies, but it just seemed so overwhelming. And then the music thing started working, but all the while I was like making little videos for the bands. And then when I lost that, I was like, I just want to keep doing what I love. And but it's not as simple as that. Like, you do have to work hard. Like Billy knows. Like, and the ironic part
Well, I
about,
remember you were doing like real estate videos and
Yeah.
whatever at the beginning.
yeah, and it's just funny because now, like, I'm not even really. This is quarantine. It's just such a weird. It's such a weird thing. Like, I haven't been on a set really. I mean, I have, but I wasn't really a part of it. I wasn't.
But wait, so you guys do Agenda, and then what did that lead to? Because I remember seeing like you guys do like an EDC drop at one point.
Well, yeah.
Like,
So we knew Pasquale from EDC.
GOAT.
Yeah, and because through Tall, so we started doing. But what I was going to say was to go back to my point about being the first to like do something, right? So when I started Ridge, I was like, I want to do recap videos on site during the event, so that they can because people are on the floor posting to Instagram, right? So why can't the production company making the videos be posting on the day of too, but like have it be sick? So I would take my drone and go outside and get like Agenda and like come out and reveal the fucking whole complex, and then like go in, and then you would cut to the inside. It would show the booths, and you have audio. And we were like, here, Aaron, here's a video you can post at
Oh,
noon.
that's right. They were doing like 3 of those a day during.
And Aaron was like, dude, it's really hard to impress him, but he would be like going around showing everyone,
Love it.
look at this fucking dope video they made like
Right now.
right now. And then, people weren't really doing that. And I definitely understood the value of that, being in a group, thinking, wow, I wish we could have a video we could post, a recap video that we could post tonight of the show we just did. Not like tomorrow,
Right.
Or even in 2 weeks. Most companies are like delivering the
Which
recap
is the
video.
worst.
There is something about that. While it's happening, you're getting to see like a cool little thing.
And then we would also do a more involved, longer, better video
later.
for like the recap. But that was what set us apart and made us, pretty like desirable, and ended up getting work. And we started doing music videos and some higher end commercials. And then we did that video for Sheck West. He didn't pay us. And then we made kind of a parody out of it. And like that went viral. But the first video we put out was his song, and then Universal had us take it down.
Did you watch this video, Billy? I mean, these guys were like out
It
on
was funny.
Decker
He
with
said, "All I remember is something
automatic
about your mama."
guns.
What did he say?
Something about your mama. Nate said something about your mama.
No,
or
the kind of
I
what kind
wanted
of
to see my
props did
mama.
you guys
He
have on
said
set?
something like, I'm going to go...
Tell my
I
mama.
visit my grandma every other
Something.
weekend.
It was just so random.
I visit my grandma every other weekend.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, those were all his props.
Right.
He showed up with like a bunch
You
of...
guys could have gotten arrested out there.
He showed up with a bunch of white kids from Malibu and a Jeep and a bunch of fake paintball guns. And I think that might be why he didn't want to post it. But I don't know. I thought the
Right.
video was dope.
So wait, what'd you guys do at EDC? Like,
We
what
just-
was that like?
Same thing. Recap videos.
Oh, your team must have just loved it. Biggest rave of the country, 3-day, 2-day festival.
But we did Vegas, LA, Miami. We did Rolling Loud. We've done Coachella. We've done every big festival, and it's just funny how like how quickly I like grow out of something. Like as soon as we started popping off, I like didn't want to be doing that anymore. I wanted to be making like movies. And that's right when I started trying to make the Learning to Lose movie, which was just like such a daunting task.
I can't wait to put that out.
Well, Rudy's kind of working on editing it, or at least putting something together.
Wouldn't that be dope? Like on your birthday to drop?
We were thinking of like taking all the stuff we've shot from that time and just like narrating, like doing voiceovers to like tie each scene together. I don't know. We're trying to figure out how we could put something out, but
Make it happen.
I don't know. I think that like the moral of the story is you put one foot in front of the other, and I don't really know exactly how all this is going to pan out or what this is going to look like in the future, but I'm hopeful that it could be bigger than anything I've ever done.
You mean LTL?
Yeah, all this shit. It's like a whole movement, and I'm posting things that are making me scared every day. Like today I've been in a lot of fear, and I feel like that's when you know you're doing something right. Like did you see that Jordan Peterson thing I posted, Billy?
No. I haven't been watching anything on social media.
Yeah, I want to play this for you.
Are you doing a digital detox on your trip coming up?
Posting our fights. It's
No.
terrifying being as
Should,
honest
though.
and vulnerable
Right.
as we are. Sometimes walking through things that are hard and exposing. I said it's terrifying posting these fights sometimes. It's really good for you. It's really good for me because it's the truth. All the negative comments and all the hate, it doesn't make it easier. It makes it harder. Hard's fine. I can do hard.
I've read all these stories. They're ancient stories. First, the core element of the hero's journey, which is the proper journey through life, is voluntary confrontation with what is unknown and terrifying. That's the human way. Like it's a fundamental element of Egyptian mythologies. It's part of the idea of the dying and resurrecting God. The consequence of voluntarily facing stress is the awakening of abilities within you that are part of our ancestral heritage. And so that is how you become a living avatar of the great heroes of the past.
So does that make sense?
Yeah, I think about this stuff all the time. Like you actually express genetics that you wouldn't otherwise when you get in certain situations, and potentials that you didn't think you had, and on and on and on. I like listening to him. He's
No, but I'm saying, do you understand how I'm relating that to what I do?
yeah, because you're putting stuff out there that's scary.
I'm like voluntarily walking into stressful,
Possible repercussions.
conflicting, but I'm not. It's not necessarily that we're like seeking drama or that we're like drama queens. It's just that we're being honest with each person in our life and being transparent about the disagreements we have. And sometimes those disagreements escalate, and
I
but
just see it that you like to push the envelope, go as far as you can, get as close to the nitty gritty truth as you can.
yeah, and it's just crazy some of these comments, you know.
Oh,
You can't
that-
do
No,
that
like
yourself,
no,
though.
like dude, like a lot of them are good. To me, it's refreshing. Keep working and don't give up. You can't fight fire with fire, but would like to say you helped me stay sober in so many ways. I have so much respect for you and Veronica. Jordan Peterson rocks. We all have flaws. Please tell me your zodiac sign. But then there's somebody who said, you are a train wreck, breaking shit, almost cutting dogs.
That's not even that bad.
No, there's this one person that, don't say it's terrifying, Pat, we know you love the attention.
No, but are you just scrolling over people being like, "Hey, Pat, this is helping me out.
No,
Hey,
no,
Pat,
no,
thanks for being transparent.
it's a lot
hey,
of
Pat."
good- yeah, no,
right,
it's a
right.
lot
So
of
he's
good stuff.
scrolling over that. All that silence, these people listening here right now, is him scrolling through people being like, "Yo, thank you."
Right.
You know,
It's
He's
what happens.
so he's
going
gonna go all the way into that one
and
post.
find the turd in the snow. or
Jesus,
whatever.
is that like hitting yourself with a hammer on the foot? Or
But we all, I mean, it's kind of what we do.
No, I already read a couple good ones. I'm just looking for this one.
right?
Yeah,
How do I get you both to stop appearing on my page? I need to look into this guy. I'm really glad you do. It makes me feel like my struggles are normal. It's okay to have fights. It's just fucking incredible, dude.
Right.
It's working. It's actually working. I apologize for my comments. I'm in recovery and had 8 years till I dated another narcissist in recovery. Keep pushing through, Pat. I love your content. You traded substance addiction for social media addiction. Think about it. I'm just going to write, you're probably right. Fuck the bags. You're being real. You're so full of yourself. You just love people talking about you, good or bad. True.
That could be said for anybody, though,
You
right?
could grow an awesome beard. I
You
apologize.
could grow an awesome beard.
You haven't tried that yet. You should go for it.
I apologize if
Oh, he
I,
might get used to it, though.
I apologize if I've ever said
It's
anything.
cool now to have a beard.
Yeah, but we need him looking like he's in his mid-20s, you know? It's Hollywood.
I don't know. Somebody said something like, "Don't compare yourself to Jordan Peterson, you piece of shit."
Well,
Come on.
I know. It's just that's the shit that's hard.
but that's just dumb. That's just a
right.
dumb comment. I mean, of course not. That guy's like a fucking genius.
Meanwhile, you got all these other people that...
No, it's
you're bringing
amazing.
value- That's dope.
Something amazing is happening, and I'm really. It's kind of crazy, you know. I don't even want to read. I mean, dude. So, I mean, today me and Veronica had a really, really, really bad fight about.
You ready? You ready for me? Are you gonna be able to handle it like a man, or are you gonna bitch out and cry? Because
Don't yell. Don't be mean.
I'm not being.
Yeah, you are. Stop with the fucking thing. Just have a normal conversation with me.
Because ever since we got married and we merged accountants, I've been trying to tell you this, and you brush me aside.
No, that's not true. I say.
So you're not letting me finish talking. Thank you. Call Robbie. Call Steve. Call Robbie. And I do. And I get ignored.
Is that my fault?
And I've asked you, I said, maybe we should look into someone. So
to.
I paid for a bookkeeper on my own just so,
yelling.
well, I
Please
have
stop
to
yelling.
to get over you.
I want to find a new accountant. Okay, I'm with you. Okay. So yeah, she locked me out of the fucking room, and I had to kick the door down.
No, you kicked the door in?
Yeah,
What a
bro.
dick. That's probably a nice story.
Hold up. She yelled at me, and then she locked herself in the room and went into the bath. And I was knocking, trying to get in, and she wasn't answering the door, and I was furious.
You know, you can use a little thing that we have. Remember the little pin?
You can't just lock me.
Yes, I
You
can.
can't just scream at me and then lock me out of the fucking room. And blame everything on me when you know that I deal with the same struggle you do with our accounts. We're in this together.
And it's just so hard because we're talking about like something very personal
That a lot of people can relate
that a
with.
lot of people can relate to, like
Well, you know what the biggest fights in marriages are over?
money.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I posted this.
Right.
And then later I hit him with this.
So me and Veronica just had a really, really bad fight, and things are okay right now. I mean, things have calmed down. She's doing hair in her salon, and I'm working out right now. And the reason that I post that stuff is because I just want everyone to understand that it's okay to have flaws and to have disagreements and to have arguments. And when you've been with someone for 15 years, there are certain things that can be triggering. So I'm really sorry if you guys don't like me or if someone thinks I'm a certain way, but I really am trying to do the best I can. And I want to learn, I want to grow.
So like that to me is like, okay, so you hate this person, right? And then you see that and you're like, oh wow, like they're human after all. So it's like a lesson in forgiveness, empathy, relating, but I mean you have to go to the extreme to touch the people to make them feel like angry and you remind me of my husband, I hate you. And then if they can forgive you, maybe they can forgive their own husband.
Because there's a resolution at the end of it all.
Right.
Which is
And then,
dope.
and then I posted another one.
Because it's easy to fight somebody and then just leave it at that, right? Just walk away.
100%. And that was like, and then this is the best one. This one.
I got hit with with some financial fear last night, and I let my mind fester on it. And rather than going to God with it, with positivity,
Yeah, I'm agreeing.
one negative thing led to another, and we weren't in the solution. I wasn't in the solution. I came to you just with some negative energy, and you came back at me with negative energy. We have a decision to take any hardship or any bad news, and we get to pause and decide how we're gonna look at that. And I want to choose to look at that with positivity, with love, with God, really. Are we good?
We're good. We have a plan.
What is
Of course,
what's our...
we're always good. I said we're always good. I mean, that's just what it's going to be at the end of the day. But
Cool.
our plan is to journal and meditate together
Oh my
for
God.
30 days.
So something good came from it. Sometimes you have to lose to learn and to get to take something away.
Wait,
Are
that'll
you
be
actually
dope.
going to meditate?
You know what? That'd
I'm
be
gonna
so
try
dope.
to.
You should.
No, but
Journaling
that-
and meditating
that
with
to
your
me-
wife.
so
Talk
for-
about spiritual, like, growth together, right?
Yeah,
like,
that would be
fuck.
special.
That's what I desire.
But
Like, what if that-
regardless of whether we do or we don't, there's a message in what happened today with us.
Right.
And if couples can see, like, that was a really bad fight.
That's an
right?
exhausting day.
So, but like a lot of couples are going through those kinds of
Well,
days.
you know what's amazing about that is often that thing will last a week.
Right.
So I'm here. What we're here to do, one of the main things I'm here to do, is to show that like we can right our wrongs immediately, which is what it says to do in the book. And we just did our meeting, and we were talking about pausing when agitated, and we talk about that
Yeah,
in the
but
book.
you're lucky you have a good partner because they're talking about you, in the book.
Yeah.
Your partner's not always on board,
And she has her part in what happened today, but that's not any of my concern.
Totally.
And as soon as I start thinking about like how she reacted to what I said, and as soon as I start thinking about how she's ungrateful to have good accountants, which we actually do have, and she has unrealistic expectations of our accountants. Like my dad and my dad, I trust my dad, but I don't care about her part. No, my point in all of this is that, Veronica, my point in what I'm saying is that when my mind starts going to those things, I need to be like, that's not what I should be thinking about. All I need to be thinking about is that she has brought this to my attention before, and Veronica, I know, but I'm saying that what I want to concern myself with is the fact that I'm ignoring you when you bring these things up, and I'm not, because I'm scared that I can't fix it.
Right.
But I need to at least try and like listen to her and walk through our problems. If she has a problem, that's our problem.
Right.
And I need to hear her. And I also would appreciate it if she would, I don't know, try harder to get through to me and not just give up so easily. Because I feel like you do have a tendency to kind of, oh, he's not listening, fuck him, I'm just going to go get high and forget about it. But you don't forget about it. And you need to bring it and be like, Pat, can we call Steve together? Yes, let's do it. When are we going to go there together? That's what we need to do. Yeah. So I only need to look at my part.
Right.
And that's like hard, And then we went and did a therapy session, which was the two of them just fucking attacking me.
Damn.
Not attacking me, but just
Right. Calling you out.
basically like my therapist was like, Pat, you need to look at how you cannot control your that's scary, the fact that you kicked that door in. And I was like I did pause. Like throughout the argument, I paused a bunch of times, and I was
Isn't
like,
it a trip when you're not saying, I've broken things before. It's very rare, but man, when you're in that.
yeah, like, and like the door was locked, and I'm like answer the fucking and I'm holding my phone, and I'm like, I don't want it to pop off, but I'm like ready. I just want to resolve the issue because I can't deal with unresolved conflict. And she doesn't answer, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna kick this fucking door down, but then I don't kick it down, and then I knock again, and it's like my anger in my mind is like it's like this way, it's like pulsating, and then the anger comes back, and I'm just like, boom, and I kick the door in, and then you're the adrenaline is, you're feeding off that anger and that adrenaline, and now you're like that's scary, and it makes me wonder if I should get back on antidepressants.
Over one conversation with your wife over finances?
I'm very manic. My therapist was mentioning how I've been having these like grandiose. Maybe I just needed to be like humbled.
Fucking meditate and journal. How about that?
Oh, I want to. I can't. Are you kidding me? Billy meditating and journaling.
Boom. Y'all heard it here.
No, but Veronica.
I've been saying that forever, though.
Y'all heard it here on
Billy's
the Learning to Lose
hyped.
podcast.
Billy's like hyped.
On my idea?
Yeah.
The 30 days?
Dude,
That'd be dope.
There's magic in the pen and paper and of meditation just also.
I
Yeah.
fell off of it. I was doing it, remember, when we were living here
Yeah.
with warm weather, sitting on the deck, and I stopped doing it. I said,
And
I'll
it
do that.
doesn't even have to be 20 minutes, even 5 minutes, you know?
I am so grateful that we're going to be able to do that, because it's just like something that is just, for some reason, it's like the missing link to my sobriety that
What a great takeaway.
I need to do, and I wanted to do for so long. And it's like,
Me too. I stopped doing it too.
I mean, maybe we can do that. If we can do that together, we can help each other.
Imagine that.
It's just
Talk about a
crazy,
win.
you know? So yeah, I mean,
What a long day, though.
yeah, and these are things that are really scary. Like, I thought about that fight being on Instagram, and I just thought about like all the people that are gonna watch it. I mean, the list is like, I have a lot of people that I know. I mean, like, I don't even want to look.
Because Instagram is a lot different demographic than TikTok. Like, Instagram is like my
They're like
aunties,
all-
fucking my cousins,
Yeah,
my
like
nephews.
all the people
right.
that know me.
Where like TikTok, it's more like people that don't know you like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, sharing it on Instagram, what kind of response? What kind of response did you want? How about that?
I don't. Honestly,
And then what'd you get?
I don't. So me and Veronica had a really bad fight today, and I just want to. It's, you know how terrifying it is to know that that's out there. Like, what am I doing? I have to like detach myself from the fact that I'm putting that kind of level of honesty and vulnerability and transparency out there. Like, I have to detach myself. I can't even.
There's going to be more judgment on you putting it out than what the fight was over.
Yeah, like, people are probably thinking, oh, he's, whatever, feeding into it or blah, 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 whatever it is. But this is just real shit that's happening. And the hardest thing for me to do in that moment is pull out my phone. But I would want to know that I wasn't alone. I think other couples have fights. I know they do.
Right? No, they do.
And the difference is that we made it right the day of. Like, we're good. That can happen. What?
Amen. No, it can. It's a choice that you made. That's
What?
Try to put the solution in there.
well, this was dope. It's exciting. We got a video dropping tomorrow. Hyper Crush, No Sweat on YouTube. It's a good video.
You too, okay.
Pat's drenched in sweat in this video. Yeah.
Is it real sweat?
I don't know. Was that a prop, Pat, or did...
No, we had like these
Spray bottles or something?
I asked his trainer today. So I come here. I show up on Mondays, and his trainer's usually here. And I'm like, can I pull up when they just see this guy drenched in sweat? You know what I'm saying? Like, have you seen those people where they just work out and it's just...
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a nice...
To do that or watch somebody do
to
that?
watch some, like, walk in and just...
I guess so.
Pat drenched in sweat. Fucking...
Yeah, that's never... Yeah, I mean... I'm not a sweater. Even if I'm working out hard, I don't really... I guess. Do you go to the gym?
No, but if I had a trainer, that'd be my expectation. Like,
No,
almost kill me. Right?
I guess. God, that sounds like a lot of work.
Fuck. I mean, the guy's going to drive all the way to my house.
I can't even get myself to do push-ups lately.
Those are good for you, like 20, 50 a day of those, they say.
Any little exercise is amazing over time.
Yeah, so what do you think, Billy? Like, you know me pretty well. What has your experience been with that kind of stuff in your relationship, and also
I'm not able to resolve things. There's a lack of communication.
Yeah, you're right. I am lucky.
Yeah, they're just an ongoing resentment.
Although I would ask, I would definitely be curious, like what level of like ownership you were able to take, and whether, because I know from my experience with you, like you're not the guy who shows up and goes like, "Yo, what's up, dog? Like I want to make this right."
Yeah, I'm sure it could be.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I'm just saying, it takes two to tango, and it takes two to make shit right.
Yeah, I mean, they're so complicated. I think Veronica knows you love her. I don't think Angela, I shouldn't even say her name.
I mean, at this point, I don't think they're listening.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, we're like in the beginning, but like we're so deep into this now. It's like, could you imagine like her listening an hour into the podcast
of her ex-husband? Like, fucking.
I mean, maybe one day, but I mean, dude, you don't need to use her name. You're right. You're chick. You're chick. You know, like, but like nobody knows who that is anyway.
And I was thinking about that lately. And I've said this before. She's right. I never gave her my heart.
Right.
I don't even think I'm capable of giving my heart.
And that's what I was trying to. Like, that's something that came up with me and Billy that was like powerful. We even talked about it on the podcast, is like you had a moment where I even remember where I was in my room where I was like, yo, I'm your boy. We're like ride or die. Like, I'm not gonna fucking betray you. Something along the lines of like, I told you that I want what's best for you in summer. And that's what.
Basically,
and you
to me,
trust.
Everybody's full of shit. And when they want what they want, words are just words.
But you can't go through life like that.
Well, maybe this is my opportunity to learn.
Yeah. Well, look, when we have friends and partnerships and relationships, the whole point of those is to trust people,
but friends,
and what they
partnerships
say.
and relationships do fuck each other.
100%. But I mean,
have you ever been fucked hard in a business relationship?
Totally. That's why I go in with no expectations. I almost go in, like when I meet somebody, I almost expect that person to disappoint me so that when they do, like I saw it coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you don't like, if they say they're going to do something, you don't like not believe them. You're not like, oh, you're a fucking liar. You're not going to do that.
Not till they show you that they're a fucking liar, right?
Yeah. And like, if you're going into it expecting it to fail, that goes against everything that we're trying to practice in Sermon on the Mount and all that shit, right?
What I'm saying is, if I hire somebody to do something for me, there's an expectation, right? But if I meet a stranger and we become friends, there's no expectation of that friendship. I don't expect them to be nice to me. I don't expect them to be mean to me. They are responsible for their own happiness. Mm-hmm. So yeah. At work it's one thing, but like when I meet people, like to have expectations of them, I don't know.
I agree. I don't think we should have expectations. The expectations are just setups for.
Well, it'll be curious to watch Greg as time goes on, because he's in a new relationship, which he's kind of all in.
Oh yeah. Did you looking at that?
Why is my voice not? No, I wasn't looking at it.
Just take a glance at that every once in a while.
So wait, Billy, did you hear that Wickham went viral these past few days?
No.
Well, post he posted a video about Pornhub deleting a bunch of videos. So apparently they deleted 75% of their videos.
Wow.
And yeah, it really wrecked the guy. Like he had this folder set up that you just scroll for days apparently.
Who deleted?
So Pornhub removed content that was not uploaded by the content creator.
Oh.
So it eliminated like 75% of their content.
Holy shit.
So Wickham did like a really dramatic, not a dramatic video, but like it fucking hit him hard. Like he had this bookmark folder
Oh.
that just like of hits.
Oh, and most of his hits left.
Oh, I'm going to say like 90% of them are gone.
Wow, there must be a lot of sad men out there today.
Right. So I think, yeah, he did a video. It's up to like, I think it was like 2.5 million views. Got him into the creator account. Like, yeah, he's the hottest friend I got right now.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you're any of us can get into the. Oh, how many do you need to get into the creator account?
I don't know, but it was dope how it all happened like really fast for him, and it's happening over him being real is what it was, right?
Right. He honestly was like, fuck, dude, I lost my shit. Not like making some kind of joke about it or something.
Right. So it was that honesty that just.
Yeah, I was thinking about Wickham the other day. Oh, no, I was thinking about everybody and how character is this is what we judge people on, is their character, right?
What do I do with those? I just get every day. I almost get one every day. Yeah. So everyone. So the character.
Yeah, just forward them to me and I'll deal with it.
I mean, character is basically
Because I'm gonna be
that's
like,
who you
pay
are.
us or like give us something.
I'll just keep forwarding them to you.
do it.
And you know how young people, they're finding themselves. And you know how Wickham had a breakdown. He had that psychedelic experience. He saw things. He left Ridge. He worked at other places. He came back. He's building a character. And we're watching it happen.
Well, aren't we like all the main characters in our own movies?
Yeah, no, but I mean quality of character. Like, you
Right.
don't want to fuck with someone who you know is just flinging bullshit, right?
Right.
And what that means is if they're not flinging bullshit, they have character. They're, what's that word? They use it a lot. I don't know if I like it. Integrity. That you can believe them. They're not going to just feed you bullshit that you think
And in
you
this
wanna
video,
hear.
I swear he almost cried. In like the most realist,
Which video?
his Pornhub video.
He almost cried.
Well, it affected his life, like the shutdown of Pornhub's videos. So this is him.
So can I ask you?
Deleted all their content. That's okay. So Pornhub deleted all their content that's not from verified users. So like normal, like just because they were trying to like fight like fucked up shit on the website, but now only verified users, right? So like 75%, they went from 13 million videos to 2 million videos in one day. And like, I felt the repercussions because I have in Google Chrome this like collection of bookmarks of various like videos of porn. Like, dude, it's like endless. Dude, and, like, it's like hundreds of them. And like 75% of it is useless now because I touch it and it says video deleted.
I feel bad for you.
Like, I worked hard on that since I was like 16. That was my collection. Useless.
So yeah.
So people were able to upload to porn their own content?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could
to
just
porn-
create an account on Pornhub and upload a video.
And then everyone can watch it.
Right.
So they're trying to get legit again or something. Like maybe people are putting shit that was questionable or something.
So what happens is these videos make money based on advertising. So the original creator needs to get a check. So if I'm the producer of that video, they got to cut me a check. But if someone else uploads my video, they're not going to be able to trace it back to me.
Oh, okay.
So just a way to
Make sure the right people get paid.
What were you saying about character?
Character
Yeah.
to me is everything. That's what I'm looking for in people, right?
So you're saying he went, he left, he learned, he grew.
When you're young, you don't really have character. Like you're an idealist. But in the real world, idealism is all good and fine. It's good to work towards, but it doesn't work practically in life, right? And so I'm watching Wickham build character from afar, you know? and he seems pretty sincere and humble, and I'm glad that cause I guess you're right. So Pat has a special talent. I don't think he even knows this special talent, but Pat can see somebody and see their special talent. So he recognizes something within people that, well, maybe you do too. And so he recognized that in Wickham, and it's turning out to be true.
You know what? It's not just that I see. I like to. I want to be close to people. Like I want to find a common ground, and we share similar interests. He loves films. So yeah, it wasn't hard to see the talent when he started making videos for us. You know what I'm saying? And his passion for movies.
He cares too.
He watched.
Yeah, but you do it. You'll see a person. You'll be like, could they be an actor or me? Yeah. Something in me. And I believe that my talents have been laden and hidden forever.
Yeah, for sure.
And
wait, what are your talents?
Let me tell you.
Let's hear it.
You know? So, first of all, he's like super observant and has a really keen eye for like art, his own specific. He knows, like, I feel like Billy, you can tell when something looks right, even if it's not like something he likes, he can tell when it's like right or a high level, or he can notice flaws. He's got a good artistic eye, which takes a high level of like sensitivity and being very observant, because he's super sensitive and like aware of all his surroundings and like in the moment. And like, I think what it comes down to is being hypersensitive. Like that's what it takes to be a good artist, you know? Also, he's got a lot of life experience, and life has humbled him in a way that's made him super, like, I don't know, like defeated, surrendered, which gives him the ability to
be honest.
Yeah, be honest and not care about like how you look, which is another really cool.
That's opposite. What do you mean? How he not care?
Well, because when you go up to a podium and you share something that's honest, that doesn't make you look good, it helps people, and that's like what we're doing here.
Right.
Big part of the message behind this thing that we're doing came from me being touched by people sharing at AA meetings, and when you go up to a podium and you share to look good, it doesn't have the same effect when you're like sharing because you're in pain and you're just being honest because you're in pain.
Right.
Maybe you cry and you're not even trying to look good. You're just up there fucking sharing.
You're being real.
So like you can't really do that unless you've been broken.
Yeah.
And he has. He also has a really crazy extensive knowledge of like plants, which takes a lot of studying.
I think my hidden talent is writing, because like late at night, I have to start writing, and I start writing in languages that I don't even really speak in, and like poetry. And someday before I die, I would like to write like something, and maybe I just think that but I feel like.
Well, I mean,
I feel like there's some, because I don't even come up with it. It just comes.
Well, where is it? Let's hear it.
Right, let's hear some of it.
I just write it on scraps of paper, and they end up in the trash.
Well,
eventually.
you should bring them over, because here's the thing about.
You should get the guy a notepad.
Here's the thing about artists.
I have many notepads with all kinds of bits and pieces of stuff.
We'll share some with us.
All right, I have some at home, but I'll just read it. I mean, it's about you guys, so you should hear it.
Can you just? Do you have one that you use, or will you take this one?
You gave me one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So. Here's the other thing about artists who like this might be this one thing that he's doing that he thinks he's really good at, and he probably is. But when we're so afraid to share it because it's so sacred to us, it's hard for us to like get better or perfect it. And that's one thing that I would always encourage people to do, is share their art and not have it be so sacred. And that's something that's hard for artists. And the fact that he hasn't shown anyone is that he's throwing it away. Like, that kind of reminds me of some shit Steve would do. And he's like one of the illest artists I've ever met. Like, he would do like the illest drawings, and I would take them out of my trash can, unwrinkle them, and put them on my wall because they were so ill.
Right.
But he was just like, whatever.
I'd buy your book, Billy.
Okay. Thanks. I was also thinking about why. I think about you quite a bit, Greg. And I was listening to a podcast today about loneliness, especially for men, because they're not blah, 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 blah. Women aren't as basically lonely as men. And as they get older, like 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, they start killing themselves. Even if they have families and friends, there's a profound loneliness within, like an inner loneliness. And I think that, I think maybe you have that and you're looking for meaningful relationships. Because, the workplace, it satisfies for a while, but it's not like when that dissolves, the relationships tend to dissolve. And I don't know, connection. I mean, it just seems like that there's really nothing more important than connection, especially as you get older, because you don't have as many opportunities. That makes life worth living and cures this almost, I would almost call it a disease of loneliness. And
self-inflicted.
Yeah, it's your own. It's your own. I don't even. Is it a
so
choice or not choice?
I enjoy being alone though.
Do you feel loneliness
at times? But then it's nice to like wake up and it's my shit in my house.
Yeah, no, I get that. Me too. But that like sort of
like the companionship, longing for companionship or community.
Well, no, because I have that. Well, I don't have a girlfriend, but I don't think that would actually fix the thing, the lonely thing. I mean,
because it's a choice.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I suppose.
Yeah, I enjoy loneliness.
Being alone.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because it allows me to take care of me.
Do you have any pets?
A turtle.
A turtle. That's not very much company, but that's cool.
My snakes, bro. God, I don't know what to do with these snakes. I gotta.
Shit. If you put Pat alone.
Wait, what's that like for you, Pat? Being alone. Do you get those moments?
Sometimes,
where you get to be alone?
Well, yeah. Sometimes it's chill. I mean, I'll play a video game or watch a show. Or I'm watching this. Have you finished The Mandalorian?
Yeah,
dude,
it's good. But after Taboo, it's like nothing.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy it, but it's simple.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys might not like it, but
I've already watched it.
How many episodes?
Not enough, and it was kind of complicated. I'm down to watch it again with subtitles and really pay attention.
Well, I don't want to be spoil it, but at the end, it's just so fitting for the times right now too. It just hits, the archetypal thing.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. This show that he's talking about is one of the highest rated shows on television, and he loves it. So it's but it's not a show that's easy to get into. So that's the thing about Billy that will surprise you is his taste is very ill. It's high level.
Right.
One of his favorite bands is Primus.
Love it.
That's crazy. people don't. So yeah.
My name is Earl.
You know
Come
that.
on, bro.
Well, no, it's My Name is Mud.
My name is Mud.
Right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But it's not so much the lyrics; it's the math rock. It's dude, they're just such good musicians, and the drummer too.
But wait, are you playing Cyberpunk? I think I saw on a story. What's that game? So this game, Cyberpunk, Billy, is the top selling game out there right now.
Greg, he keeps the podcast moving.
What's Cyberpunk?
Exactly.
No, like this will be one of our highest listened to podcasts.
It's a 6ix9ine moment.
Well, I don't think I've ever really told my whole story as quickly as I did because he was asking those questions.
Yeah, he's the co-host tonight.
So Cyberpunk is a game they've been working on for 8 years. And it's an open world game like Grand Theft Auto, kind of like more like Borderlands, or really what it reminds me of is Fallout, which is like dude.
So imagine working on a video game for 8 years. 8 years, people were like showing up to work every day to build a game that just came out a month ago.
Thousands of people.
An independent company at that.
Thousands.
Like they put money. Like how much money do you think they invested in themselves?
Look it up.
Right.
Billions probably. So check
that
this
they
out.
had to come out of pocket.
But hold up, they made all their money back in the first week.
Have you checked it out?
No, I'm playing it. I mean, I've put in at least 20 hours
and
on this game.
It's
dope. Yeah, I mean, it's like so. It basically takes place in the future, 2077 in Japan, and Keanu Reeves is like basically like your character.
Fuck,
like,
I'm sold.
He's not. You're not Keanu Reeves, but he's like a part of your imagination. Right. He's like your
subconscious,
a hologram that appears that only you can see throughout the game,
fucking
telling you
guardian angel
from the future. So your character comes from 2020.
Fucking
and
Ted.
His character is a rock star in a band called Samurai.
Bill and Ted.
Called Samurai. His band was called Samurai, but he's also a like rebel, like fighter. Like he was going against the system because like the world is corrupt. But the point of the cool thing about the game is it's in this massive. It's basically like 10 cities in Japan, Shibuya, Ginza, like the real cities, and they're probably exactly. I mean, they design these cities like they really are.
Well, you guys have been out there, right?
Like you can go to a place in the video game that actually exists in Japan, but it's like graffiti on the walls, like people with cyber hands and like you can get like body modifications to make you like iller. Like you can get like fake eyes that help you see better, so you can upgrade your character as you start playing through the game, and certain guns you can't use until you level up, and you can only level up by defeating different. So
what kind of stuff are you doing on there? Like,
so I can go, and also you can just take a car, anyone's car. Well, I can't even take fast cars yet because I'm not that level, but I can go and pull someone out of their fucking Honda Civic and just start driving it around the town and run people over. And if I run someone over, the cops come after me. And now I'm running from the cops. Right. Or I can just try to kill all the cops, which is really, really hard. It's crazy. And that's just like the side game.
Right.
So for me personally, there's like too much dialogue in the game. But if you wanted to, you could like really get into the storyline of the game. I don't really have time for all that. I'm skipping all the story. I know a little bit about what's going on, but not really.
Where like a Wickham's gonna sit there and just fuck it.
But even he
memorize the storyline.
Even he hasn't been able to. But it's like
it's a dope game. Definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely the most. So like, if I wanted to, just to give you an idea of like how big this game is, if I wanted to run from one side of the map to the other. Will you Google how long it would take to run from one side of the map to the other in Cyberpunk 2077? Yeah. I want to say it would take me a couple hours just to run through the map. Does that make sense? Hours. And I would see so many people and things. So could you even imagine like how much code that requires? And I can, and if I see... Oh, it's just so crazy. Like, so there are different types of, you can like be walking through the game or driving and you can see like gang activity, and you can go to the gang activity and like kill all the members of the gang and like take all their shit. And it's not easy. Sometimes it's really like there are certain gangs I can't.
So it's 46 hours.
to walk from one end to the other.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's how big this world is.
That's fucking nuts.
It's really
Like the amount of work
Are
and
you sure?
effort.
That sounds
Bro,
like a lot. What did you type in?
Fucking, it's Forbes.com. And this guy's like, my playthrough, essentially 100%ing the map was 46 hours.
Okay, that's different. That
Okay.
means that it took him 46 hours to beat the game.
Oh, you can beat the game.
Which that's like actual play time. Which that guy's like really good. He did everything really. I'm gonna be playing this. My play time's probably already at 40 hours, and I'm only like level 20 or something. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, you can, you use a sniper rifle. You can hack into different you can like hack somebody because people aren't, they're like modded out. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but you can like sneak up on people and kill them. You can go in with grenades and you can choose how you want to, what missions you want to do. I mean, there's literally 30 different things I could do. I can choose any one of them.
Video games could be used for therapy, no?
Well, that's when you asked me what I would do when I was alone, I would say that's one of the things that I would do. It's an escape.
Do you play video games, Greg?
No, I wish I did.
I don't, but I watch my daughter and I'm like, have to accept that this is the future. Mm-hmm. And she's so into them, and she's 7, and they're really.
What's she playing?
Like, so boring. Like, why? Like,
well, she's probably playing like
Roblox and stuff like that.
That game is huge. Little Nas X did a concert in the video game.
Yeah.
So now artists or like Travis Scott did a concert on Fortnite. So like they're integrating music and video games into.
It's like a world that they live in that just doesn't. It's just boring as shit to me.
Well, Roblox is going to go public soon. Like they're getting bigger than Minecraft, which is nuts. It's like one of the fastest growing
but
games
I mean,
for
these
kids.
kids now, like, and she'll also
That's a
watch.
great business to be in.
She'll also watch YouTubers that are probably millionaires, just young punks playing these games and talking.
Well, I mean,
The biggest YouTuber in the world is a kid that plays with toys on his YouTube channel.
They're not young punks though.
Right.
It takes a lot of work. I understand because I've been around here, but
yeah,
some of them are.
And it also is very hard to be as good as they are at these games. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
So wait, you guys have a trip coming up?
Costa Rica.
What?
Yeah, we're going to Costa Rica.
Nice.
What are you going to do?
Sorry,
there?
I'm a little bit in my head right now because Kelly is asking me to take that video down.
How do you feel about that? Are you going to take it down?
You know, the one of her coming here to get Jamie with the cops and shit.
No, I didn't know that happened.
So you know Jamie left
Because
her mom's like wasn't getting sober and stuff like that.
Left where?
She just like left the house.
And where'd she go?
She came to stay here for a while. So this video has 1.4 million views.
Well, I can see why she wants you to take it down.
She knows her kid's fine.
I don't want to make this worse than it has to be. She's in a good place. That's all I care about.
I'm done. You need to go to treatment.
Oh, what pushed you over the edge was not that finally your daughter got old enough to say, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. Love your daughter. Love is doing what it takes to get her back and get her to understand that you're going to get sober.
So never once. You don't see her in the video. We don't mention any names. Nobody knows who anyone is.
Except for very personal family.
So fuck it. I'm not taking it down.
So there you go.
You don't come to my house knocking on the door with the cops at 7:30 in the morning and then call shots afterwards.
Right.
Sorry. And I
Next.
blacked out your face.
Right.
I blacked out her whole upper body.
That was
and
you
her
being
face.
nice because you didn't have to.
No.
Right.
So like they made me take down the Charlie videos because of the court case, and I did, but I'm not fucking taking this one down. I'm done, dude.
You need to listen to some Rage Against the Machine or something.
What are you looking at me like that for?
No, I'm just thinking about it because I started interacting with this family like 4 months ago, and I had no idea what I was walking into.
Mm-hmm.
Are you filming what I was talking about when you were standing there? Were you? Please don't film me. You are a fucking slapper. Can you please take that off your phone? Can you please show me that you fucking took it off your fucking phone? Fuck. You little fuck. Don't you fucking hate me in my personal life, you fucking piece of shit? No problem? No fucking problem? No fucking problem? You fucked with the wrong fucking woman! Really fucking go! I'll choke your face out right now. You fucked with the wrong fucking woman. Get it, buddy? Get it? Go ahead and film all these people. Fucking film me, okay?
He films me all the time because I'm making a show to try to help other people get sober.
Yeah.
And it's a reality show about me and my life.
Were you filming what I was talking about when you were standing there?
Oh boy, now you're asking for trouble. Hopefully no one
50
sees it. What's that on Instagram?
51,000 views in 4 hours. You want to play with
Is
with
that
me?
TikTok?
Yeah, that's TikTok.
Oh, good. They don't use TikTok.
Yeah, no one's gonna see it. Not until it has a couple 100,000 views.
We'll be in Costa Rica by then. Billy.
And honestly, if she saw it or someone came at me and said you need to take that down, I'm just gonna say, listen, what you should be worried about is the YouTube video I'm gonna post,
Boom.
which is the whole fucking story, which I'm making and I'm gonna post because it's something that happened, and I'll black her face out, and I won't use her name, but the story I think should be out there.
Well, it's a part of your life.
The full story, as long as you're okay with that.
Well, you better run some shit by me first.
I'm
before
gonna.
you post it.
Well, when it comes, first of all, that has nothing to do with you,
Yeah.
right? But like, the full story will, and the full story is going to show her threatening to sue me if you take your life. The full story is going to show her, Veronica, crying because she ruined your birthday party, and us talking about how she ruined your life. But whether or not we put the accusation she made, which I think we should put in there, because I'm basically laughing, talking about how we all men have issues with that type of stuff. And I think we should talk about it and say and explain how this woman used confidential, vulnerable information on somebody against them, which is something you shouldn't do in AA. And actually, I'm honestly believe that she made him feel like what he was doing was worse than it actually was. That's what I think. And the more I get to know you, the more we've talked about this and dealt with this, like, I think that you've demonized yourself into something that's not, that you're not. You had a normal issue with some porn stuff that we've all struggled with that. But he's like, I think,
Maybe.
like, I know you, bro. Like, you make shit like way worse than it is. I know you do. So I feel like I've already probably looked at worse stuff than you were looking at.
Well, I'm sure everyone's looked at worse, that stuff that's on the internet, but
you're just worried that, like,
I was very isolated at the time. So whatever. I mean, if it helps people, then yeah. Because
so here's what we're gonna do. Like,
issue that no one wants to talk about.
If and when we decide to make the video, I'll make a promise right now that I'm gonna show you it before we post it.
Yeah, well, I hope so. Yeah.
And I'm probably not gonna even put it on Instagram, which is where everyone is. But it's weird how, like, people are seeing stuff. Well, my family, this Kelly's just watching everything. It's pretty. I mean, it took her like a week to see it, but that thing is like, that post is like borderlining like viral at this point. 1.4 milli.
How's the kid?
Back living with her mom.
Okay.
Which she shouldn't be. Her mom needs treatment. But whatever.
So wait, how does that work? If I can identify somebody that needs treatment, what is my best way to deal with somebody?
Cut them off.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to do. Cut her
When he says
off.
that financially,
Every way. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want you in my life. Stay away from us. We don't want to have anything to do with you until you're willing to go to treatment. Because she's tried to get sober multiple times, and the wreckage that she causes and the entangled bullshit and the lies and the manipulation, it's too much. I don't want to have anything to do with it.
For your own safety.
I was like willing to go through steps and have her like, but it's all, everything she does is just to save face, and like, and she's like kind of like, you know, what do you call it when you're like pretending to like go through the motions just for other people, and you're not really doing the deal for yourself, and you're not really getting
You mean
humbled.
there's a word for
Like
it?
an imposter.
Well, you're faking it. You're going through the motions, and you're just trying to get everyone off your back.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work that way. You have to really want it, and you have to be like willing to take direction.
I think,
and you have to be willing to go to any lengths to get it.
So till then, what happens? Like if there's a 14-year-old out
They
there,
have to hit a bottom and be willing to do anything. So I tried a bunch of times.
The whole family's so messed up.
Yeah. I mean, the best thing I have going for me is that my dad and Martha saw the video. And while I was on the phone, I'm like, I blacked out her face, and we don't mention any names.
What did they say about it?
Well, he's like, you don't mention her name, and you blacked out her face.
Wait, we need to get your dad on the podcast. That guy's a
100%.
legend, bro.
I mean, dude.
Fuck. He would put us on so much game.
100%. I mean, he's not.
Have you asked him?
Like whenever he makes guest appearances in Pat's stories, it's a fucking treat. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's another
That you're putting
thing.
nothing into. It would take more than showing up. You know, in my book, and in Steve's book, so we got a problem right there at square one. Nobody's handing you.
I'm like 10 minutes away.
Good, I'm happy for you.
No, he's not going to be here. He's leaving. You gotta,
Good. I'm happy for you.
Happy for you.
he's just saying that 25% is high.
So he's talking to Gus. They're basically pulling out of the deal with the sober living. They don't want to do it on the terms that Gus has set. Gus has everyone as like an equal partner, 25% each. And my dad's like, no, fuck that. I'm not giving you 25% of this business. Who are you? You worked at Live Nation? Who are you? You don't have any experience in this industry. So my dad, he comes in at the bottom of the ninth, right? And he just, we're playing a game, right? We got all the pieces laid out, agreements. He just fucking cleared the whole board and said, nah, that's not going to happen.
Well, did he make any alternative?
Which is kind of crazy to know that he's actually the one calling the shots. We've been talking to Martha, and sorry, I'm not even. I don't even. You know.
Good for him, though. In a
Well,
sense,
I mean, they're putting up all the risk and all the money.
Exactly.
I would structure that deal to where if I was putting up risk and money, my partners they would earn equity over a period of time. So I wouldn't exactly start you off as my equal, but you can one day earn that much equity if you fulfill phase 1, phase 2,
That's
phase 3,
fucking ill.
phase 4. So once you get to phase 4, you'll own the equity you want to own, but we've gotten to phase 4. Whatever that may look like, right? So like the long-term vision, whether it's like, oh, we open up our 3rd location, or this
Or
location
if
makes...
Gus wants to be that, tell him to come up with $200,000 to buy in. Or
But when you don't
something, right?
have it...
No, nobody has
Well, you
it.
can get a loan or something. What?
No, you can't. That's the thing.
But you could
Everyone
earn
wants to-
sweat equity. You could earn sweat equity. That is not unreasonable
Yeah.
in a deal where you're like, look,
And you prove yourself while you're doing it.
and then you earn as you go based on hitting milestones.
But anyway, so did your dad make any alternative offers, or is it no? We're 100%
other guy that we're looking into.
to be a partner, or
This guy who owns this other guy.
so basically he's like, "Fuck you, Gus. I don't know you. You're not in." You can work there if you
No,
want.
he said we're gonna have to. I don't like your proposal.
Which is
I
fair.
don't, yeah, that's it.
That's
So
fair.
we're
That
gonna-
happens in business.
So yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk to this guy Abe and see what he's talking about.
Well, have Gus restructure his approach.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I'm just glad I'm not involved in that. It seems like it's going to be a lot of stuff. I mean, sorry, I don't mean to like say it's just a lot.
I can't wait to show up to the dinners there. Imagine the barbecues they're gonna have. People
Yeah.
just happy.
See, that's the
fucking
thing that
hanging
you-
out.
that's the thing
Are you
that-
kidding me? I'm gonna be DJ up there.
well, that's the thing that Billy doesn't.
I don't know
understand.
how much involvement you have with alcoholics.
No,
I
but-
could still go there and teach them a skill if they desire
No,
it.
he's right. It's true, dude. Once we get the house running, it's going to be dope, dude. There's going to be like kids getting their lives saved. It's going to be. I mean, look, dude. Gus has. There are people here, Rudy, Danielle, who have days.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, it's gonna. I think it can be. It can be rad. It can be a place where we can go to have meetings and do. I want to be doing the podcast in one of those rooms. I want to have it just set up and ready to go. We
Could you
can
imagine
bring
the
alcoholics.
curated movie nights?
Billy, we can have alcoholics as our guests.
No, okay. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying that it's a lot. For all the good you're talking about, there's a whole lot of. I won't call it bad. There's a whole lot of work.
With
a
any-
whole lot of things to deal with.
With anything in life,
Right.
Nothing
True.
easy is
anything worthwhile. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm excited. I hope that works out for you guys.
yeah.
But good for your dad to be in like.
But it's just
fucking-
like with anything else in life, it's just like this is just another step, and we'll see. I mean, the house is going to open in a month.
Something's
And
gonna
we have
happen
This
there.
guy, Abe, owns a treatment facility and an IOP, and he wants to fill beds. He wants this to be his sober. He wants to be a partner in this sober living. And he's going to
Wow.
be filling our beds. So it's kind of
Have you done background on him or what?
a little bit.
I mean, that would be incredibly useful to have someone who's been through it.
That's what my dad's saying.
Yeah.
He wants that guy who's like doing it already, who like fucks with everything I'm doing. He likes learning to lose. He gets what we're doing. He likes the transparency part of it. I'm realizing more and more that like the following that I have in the sober world is very, very valuable if you're going to be opening a sober living. That's what they all want.
No, we already get messages coming in.
But like all the sober livings,
All want to follow him.
what they want is, yeah, like followers online because it's the only way to market right now.
Yeah, I see it not so much as a following as like a movement.
Well, that's what makes it even doper is there's like a community behind it. It's a culture. It's like something people will can latch onto.
At a time when fentanyl is killing ungodly numbers of kids out there and the opioid. Dude, if you go to the Valley or Venice, the homeless are just living among everybody in tents.
Yeah.
And I would say probably if you wanted to guess, 90% of them are drug addicts.
Right.
Wait, didn't your boy just move to Venice? Venice ain't what it used to be. Like, I got a
I was
buddy
just
out there,
there
and he's
today.
like, bro, I spent $1.5 million on a fucking small place, and in front of me, people are taking shits, people are
Yeah.
shooting up, like homeless encampments are lighting on fire, catching on fire out there because they're just, trying to stay warm, and
Yeah.
it's quite a scene out there in Venice right now.
They're just camping out. Yeah.
Yeah, DDA just moved out there.
That's brave.
Yeah.
That's where he was. All right, let's wrap this up, guys. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Peace.